All right, here we go. This is the Final Percent podcast. This is the second one. I am absolutely hooked on podcasting. I love sharing. I love stories. I love people. So if I can help you get to your final percent, which is basically that X factor, the something little bit left in the tank that you're trying to attain, you're trying to get to, you're trying to figure out how do I access that just amazing part of my life. Now, I think that I am on the right track. Do I have it all figured out? Absolutely not. But I would love to take the journey with you, sharing some of the things that I've learned along the way, sharing some of the things that I think has really helped me. So the concept that I want to talk about today is, when does the rabbit get too big? What the hell do I mean by that, right? Okay, us as entrepreneurs. Now, if you're listening to this, I'm going to assume that you are an entrepreneur, you're an upcoming business person, maybe you're an established business person. And something that I have been known to do is throw that Hail Mary pass, and it always works out. It's perfect. That's not true. That's not true. So what I mean by that is entrepreneurs are mavericks. They're magicians. They're the people who can always just get that thing done when no one else thinks that it's possible, right? Well, yes and no. Now, what I mean by yes and no is I spent a lot of my time when I was building my business. I spent a ton of my time actually just saying, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to throw that Hail Mary pass, and every single time someone's going to get it, score! Or if you're a soccer fan, goal! That takes a lot of energy, but it's just not how it works. You know what? I realize that sometimes when you're trying to pull that magic rabbit out of the hat, it doesn't come out. Or maybe it's not even there. Or maybe it's so big, you need a team to help you accomplish the goal. You need a team. You need someone who really understands what you're trying to do. You need someone who can really help you get the ball across the finish line. You can't do it by yourself. Now, us as people who are trying to make something out of nothing, In the previous episode, we talked a little bit about having a knowledge baby. Now, that's something that is in your head, on your heart, that you're going to push out into the world. Now, that's how entrepreneurs always start. That's how we like to think that everything's on us. I can do anything. I was one of those people. Now I know that my team is the most important thing to me. It's the most important thing that I owe everything to them. Now, what I can say is, I still try to pull off those Hail Mary passes, but now I'm throwing it to the right team out of the same game plan, people who understand the play, people who are in the right position, people who can actually get something done for the company, that understands what you're trying to do. Now, I was guilty of this for many years, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be super vulnerable here for a second. I always wanted to fake like everything was okay. You know what? It's easy for me to pay my bills. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the old thing where people are the biggest house, the newest car, the newest this. No one ever wants to talk about how they're going through a struggle. Well, it makes it harder if you're not willing to admit when you need help. If you're not willing to admit to your team that you guys actually aren't doing okay. If you were doing okay, everyone would have raises. They would always get paid on time. They would always be able to get these things accomplished. But because you're being prideful, because you're not willing to communicate with your team, get them on the same plan, get them on the same page, and be learning out of the same materials, you're not able to really pull that rabbit out of the hat because you need help. You need help. And that's something that I have realized, that now that I'm communicating with my team, I'm letting them know what the game plan is. I'm letting them know why we need to constantly score a touchdown. You know what I mean? Why do you need to score a touchdown? Need. Now, at the beginning of the game, you want to score a touchdown. When you need to score a touchdown, that's because the other team's winning and you've got one play left. Now, if your team doesn't know that the other team's winning and you have one play left, they won't run as hard as they possibly can to get to the end zone and catch that ball. So I'm saying communicate with your team so that you can really help them help you be the maverick that you know that you are. Be the magician that you know that you are and try to be. But the thing is it takes a team. It takes communication. It takes people being on the same page. So when I say, what happens when that rabbit gets too big? You fail. You're done. And you know what? The rabbit got too big for me multiple times. And it was only by my team that I was able to pull it off because I was open and honest with them. I let them know, hey, we've got to score a touchdown. You know what I mean? And you've got to be able to communicate with your team. Look, we're trying to score. We're trying to win the Super Bowl, okay? But also communicate how to get to the Hall of Fame. Now, what does that mean? If you're trying to win the Super Bowl, that is a 1 year kind of thing. That is the best thing you can do. For the Hall of Fame is a business that is one of those unicorn things that goes up to $1 billion. Maybe you can retire forever. Let's go win the Hall of Fame. I want to help you understand, communicate those Hall of Fame goals with your team, but it starts with the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl starts with winning games. You cannot win if you're not on the same page, and you cannot win if you're the only one trying to pull that damn rabbit out of the hat. Everyone needs to be magicians. They just need to know what the play is. All right. Thank you so much. This is the Final Percent podcast. I just had that on my heart. I wanted to throw it out again. A knowledge baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is my new favorite thing. I absolutely love podcasts. You're going to be hearing from me nonstop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.